Hello, my name is Ye, and today I will be showing the 5 chemical reactions that can happen in everyday life. The first reaction that I will talk about is the synthesis reaction. The synthesis reaction is when 2 elements or compounds combine to make one compound. A synthesis reaction that happens in everyday life is the creation of water. As you can see, we have 2 molecules of hydrogen and 2 molecules of oxygen. Oxygen is a diatomic element, so it always comes in a pair. When you combine the 2 elements, you create H2O, which is a synthesis reaction. However, this equation is not balanced. To balance the equation, we need to put a coefficient of 2 in front of the hydrogen and in front of the H2O. And this allows us to have 4 hydrogen molecules and 2 oxygen molecules on each side. Water is the source of all living things, and without water, life could cease to exist. Next reaction is the decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction is when a complex substance is broken down into 2 or more simpler substances. An example of decomposition reaction in real life is when carbonic acid is broken down. Carbonic acid is an ingredient in soft drinks. When you open a can of soda, some of the carbon dioxide fizzes out, resulting in the production of H2O and CO2. This is the equation for the decomposition of carbonic acid. H2CO3 is being broken down into H2O and CO2, which is water and carbon dioxide. As you can see, the equation is already balanced, so there's nothing to change. This reaction relates to me in real life because when I open a can of soda, the carbon dioxide fizzes out and the soda loses the carbonation. The next reaction is a single replacement reaction. A single replacement reaction is when one element replaces another element in a compound to form a new compound. A real-life example of single replacement reaction is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process plants use to gain energy. Plants take in carbon dioxide and water, and with the help of the sun, it produces oxygen and glucose. Here is the balanced equation for photosynthesis. There are 6 carbon dioxide and 6 H2O molecules, and with the help of solar energy and the process of photosynthesis, it produces glucose and 6 O2 molecules. As you can see, the carbon in carbon dioxide is being replaced into glucose, leaving oxygen to be by itself. Photosynthesis happens every day, and all plants and trees needs this process to survive. It also helps us humans get oxygen to breathe. The next reaction is the double replacement reaction. This is when ions from 2 reactant compounds switch places. An example of double replacement in everyday life is the combination between baking soda and vinegar. This chemical reaction is commonly used for the eruption in a volcano science project. Baking soda is also called sodium bicarbonate, and when sodium bicarbonate combines with vinegar, it creates carbon dioxide, water, and sodium acetate. Here is the balanced equation. NaHCO3 is baking soda and CH3COOH is vinegar. The combination creates bubbles in the foaming mixture, dissolves the solids, and creates a whole new liquid solution, which is sodium acetate. I relate to this because in elementary school I did a volcano experiment in a science fair. The last reaction is the combustion reaction. This reaction involves the combustion of hydrocarbons. The products will always be CO2 and H2O with heat, and the reactants are always hydrocarbons and oxygen. An example of a combustion reaction is using the stove. Most stoves have methane, which is a hydrocarbon, and when it comes into contact with oxygen, it starts the fire and produces CO2 and H2O. This is the balanced equation for the burning of methane. The CH4 is methane, and when it comes into contact with 2 O2 molecules, it produces CO2 and 2 H2O molecules. It also produces heat, which is the fire. This relates to me because I use the stove every time I cook, and I enjoy cooking. That is it for today, and thank you for watching.
I change, Lord knows I'm trying. I just got to draw the line and go get my peace of mind. Lord knows I'm trying